I would absolutely highly recommend Code District on, my future projects. And my name is Sir Darrell Roundtree. I'm the president and founder of ZipShip. Services that we provide are traditional third-party logistics services. So we warehouse, store, and fulfill our customers' orders. So we take their inventory, put it into our warehouse management system, and then they tell us the next the delivery points or the order points, based off integration or some other process. We're trying to find a partner that was kind of maybe not quite in startup mode, but had done some projects and had some wins and successes under their belt. They had reputable testimonials. We had introductory calls. I had calls with each of those providers and got it down to like a list of 3. And Code District really stood out as a partner. When you go to you guys' websites, you guys have a really great website that outlines your services, outlines your experiences, and shows like some of the projects that you've worked on. One thing that we really wanted to be intentional about was the discovery phase. Being a former consultant, like I know that the discovery phase is everything. Like if you can execute well during that phase, you save yourself a lot of headache downstream. It was important for us to really take that time up front to really ask the hard questions, really dive deep into what it is that we really want. And I will say that during that time, we identified multiple questions that came up and things I hadn't thought about. So it was good to really go through that exercise, and it really spoke well to your team. Absolutely. Again, kind of knowing from my previous consulting and software development experience as a project manager and business analyst, do as much due diligence as you can, on the front side, and it saves you so much work, and it saves you roadblocks too, right? Because you've identified it on the front end, when it comes time to execute the integration, it's not like, okay, well, we want to integrate with, XYZ, software or partner, right? You already have the documentation, you're already kind of familiar with what the integration requirements are. So you kind of bake that into, you've already done a lot of that upfront work. The first word that really comes up is dependable. Right, really dependable and reliable. So those are 2 words. And the dependable and reliable in my mind are kind of different, right? So dependable in the sense that I have a great deal of confidence that whatever the task is, whatever the project we're working on, you guys will deliver. Reliable is more about like thoroughness and service and like the quality of the delivery. So those 2 in my mind are really closely coupled together. And I know off the top, like dealing with you guys, I get both, right? I know that you guys are going to deliver on the product. I know that in terms of quality, it's going to be a high quality product. You guys are going to push. You're going to push me to give you the info, right? You got to ask the hard questions, and that's what you really need you really need those 2 components to develop a great product. And then the last thing I would say, professionalism. With the degree of poise and grace that you guys handle problems, that you handle discussions, you guys have been a joy with, whether we're discussing financials or we're discussing, the need to connect with the partner, or we're discussing a problem. You guys are always professional. You always have a cool and calm demeanor, which I know in your line of work it's not always easy because sometimes you're sitting across from a hothead, but you guys always have a professional demeanor, and the interaction is as such. So those are definitely 3 great things that I appreciate. But I would absolutely highly recommend Code District on my future projects and to any of my colleagues that are looking for a great software development partner.